Imagine this. You're running on a treadmill. The belt is moving beneath your feet. You're sweating, your heart is pumping, your legs are burning. You're trying hard. You're not stopping. You're giving it everything you have. But no matter how long you run, no matter how fast you go, no matter how much effort you pour into it, you're not moving forward. You're exactly where you started. The scenery hasn't changed. The destination hasn't gotten closer. You're just exhausting yourself in place. Now here's the scary part. The part that keeps me up at night thinking about how many people are living this way without realizing it. What if your money works the same way? What if every month, you're earning, you're spending, you're working, you're trying, but you're not actually moving forward? What if the treadmill is real, and you've been on it for years without knowing it? Today, I'm going to show you how to step off. Most people think money problems are loud. They think financial trouble announces itself with sirens and flashing lights. Losing a job. Going bankrupt. Making a huge mistake that everyone can see. But that's not how it usually happens. That's not how most people lose their financial freedom. It happens quietly. Slowly. Invisibly. Like a phone battery that drains even when you're not using it. You don't notice it at first. The percentage drops from 100 to 90, then to 80, then to 70. It still looks okay. It still works. You don't worry. Then one day, you look down, and it's at 1%. And you have no idea where all that energy went. No single app drained it. No single moment caused it. It was just 1,000 small drains, 1,000 tiny leaks, 1,000 invisible expenses that you never noticed until it was almost too late. That's how money disappears. Not in one dramatic moment, but in 1,000 small ones. And the most dangerous part? You don't feel it happening. You just wake up one day, look at your accounts, and wonder where it all went. Let me tell you a story. A story about someone who could be you, or someone you know, or someone you're becoming without realizing it. Meet Elon. Not the famous one. Just a regular guy. Elon works hard. He shows up every day. He does everything right. He pays his bills on time. He doesn't buy luxury cars or take extravagant vacations. From the outside, he looks like someone who has it together. Last year, he got a raise. His boss called him into the office, smiled, and said, "Elon, you're doing amazing work. We want to recognize your contributions." Elon smiled back. He felt proud. He felt validated. He felt like all those years of hard work were finally paying off. But later that night, after the excitement faded, he opened his banking app. He scrolled through his transactions. He looked at the numbers. And something felt off. He couldn't quite put his finger on it. Everything looked normal. But something was wrong. So he did something simple. Something most people never do. He looked closer. He did the math. His raise, after taxes, gave him about $180 more per month. That was the good news. But then he looked at everything else. His rent had increased at the beginning of the year. His grocery bills had crept up. His utilities had gone up. His insurance premiums had increased. His subscriptions had multiplied without him noticing. And suddenly, when he added it all up, that extra $180 had disappeared. Not spent on something fun. Not enjoyed. Not even noticed. Just gone. Absorbed by the slow, silent inflation of everyday life. Elon made more money than ever. But his life felt exactly the same. Maybe tighter. Maybe more stressful. He was running faster, but he wasn't moving forward. Let me explain what's happening here in the simplest way possible. A way that anyone can understand. Your money is like a bucket. A big, sturdy bucket that you pour water into every month. That water is your income. Your salary, your side hustles, everything you earn. Now, the bucket is supposed to hold water. It's supposed to fill up over time. That's how you build wealth. That's how you get ahead. But your bucket has holes. Small ones. Almost invisible. You didn't put them there. They just appeared over time. A subscription you signed up for and forgot about. A small interest charge on a credit card. A daily coffee that turned into a habit. A delivery fee that became routine. A monthly payment that seemed reasonable at the time. Each hole feels tiny. Each one, by itself, is not a problem. You could ignore it. You could tell yourself it's not worth worrying about. But together, those tiny holes drain everything. The water goes in, but it doesn't stay. It flows out just as fast, maybe faster. You pour and pour, but the bucket never fills. And the worst part? You don't notice the holes because you're so focused on pouring. You think the problem is that you're not pouring enough water. If you just earned more, if you just worked harder, the bucket would fill. But no amount of water can fill a bucket with holes. You have to fix the holes first. Here's the most dangerous word in personal finance. The word that keeps millions of people trapped for years, sometimes decades. The word that sounds innocent but is actually a trap. Manageable. The car payment is manageable. The credit card debt is manageable. The subscription costs are manageable. The rent increase is manageable. Every month, you look at your expenses, and they all seem manageable. Nothing is breaking the bank. Nothing is causing a crisis. Everything is fine. But here's the truth that changes everything. The truth that most people never understand. Manageable doesn't mean cheap. It doesn't mean sustainable. It doesn't mean it's not hurting you. Manageable means slow damage. It means the damage is happening so slowly that you don't feel it. It's like eating a little bit of junk food every day. One cookie doesn't make you unhealthy. One extra soda doesn't change your body. One late night doesn't ruin your sleep. Nothing happens today. Nothing happens tomorrow. It all feels manageable. Until one day, it's not. Until one day, the damage has accumulated, and you look in the mirror and don't recognize what you've become. The debt is overwhelming. The stress is constant. The freedom is gone. And you have no idea when it happened, because it happened so slowly that you never noticed. That's the manageable trap. And it's the most dangerous trap in all of personal finance. Now watch how the cycle works. Watch how the system keeps you running in place, month after month, year after year. Step 1. You earn money. You work hard. You get a paycheck. It feels good. It feels like progress. Step 2. You spend most of it. Rent, car, food, bills, subscriptions, life. Nothing extravagant. Nothing obviously wasteful. Just the normal cost of living. Step 3. Something unexpected happens. The car breaks. You get sick. Your hours get cut. The water heater dies. Something always happens. Life is unpredictable. Step 4. You don't have savings to cover it. The bucket is empty. So you use a credit card. You tell yourself you'll pay it off next month. Step 5. Next month comes, and you can't pay it off. So you pay the minimum. Then the next month, the minimum again. Interest accumulates. The hole gets bigger. And now you're stuck in a loop. Not because you're bad with money. Not because you're lazy or irresponsible. But because the system is built that way. The loop is designed to keep you in it. Every part of the modern economy, from banks to credit cards to payment plans, is optimized to keep you paying, keep you owing, keep you running. You're not failing. You're just trapped in a system that was built before you arrived. Let me tell you something that nobody says clearly. Something that might sound uncomfortable but needs to be understood. The system makes money when you stay stuck. Think about it. Banks make money when you carry debt. They don't make money when you pay it off. They make money when you keep paying interest, month after month, year after year. Car dealers make money when you take out long loans. A 5-year loan is good. A 7-year loan is better. The longer you owe, the more they make. Subscription apps make money when you forget to cancel. They don't want you to use their service. They want you to keep paying for it without thinking about it. Credit card companies make money when you make minimum payments. They don't want you to pay off your balance. They want you to carry it forever. Everything is designed to feel easy at the beginning. Low payments. Small interest. Manageable costs. You sign up thinking, this is fine. I can handle this. But the design isn't for the beginning. It's for the end. For the years of payments. For the accumulation of interest. For the slow drain that you never notice until it's too late. The system is not broken. It's working exactly as designed. It's designed to keep you on the treadmill. One day, Elon sat in his car. The engine was off. The garage was quiet. He was sitting in the driver's seat, phone in his hand, looking at a bill. It wasn't a huge bill. Not the kind that makes your heart stop. Just a regular bill. A credit card statement. A utility notice. Something he'd seen 100 times before. But this time, something was different. This time, he didn't just pay it and move on. This time, he stopped. He looked at the number. He thought about the month before. He thought about the year before. He thought about all the months of working, all the years of effort, all the raises, all the promotions. And a question appeared in his mind. A question he'd never asked before. A simple, quiet, terrifying question. Wait, where is all my money going? That moment is the most important moment in anyone's financial life. That moment, when you stop running and start looking, is where everything changes. Not when you get a raise. Not when you pay off a debt. Not when you hit a milestone. The moment you ask the question. The moment you see the treadmill for what it is. That's the moment you can step off. From that moment, from the moment you see the truth, there are only 2 paths forward. 2 ways to go. 2 futures waiting for you. Path 1 is the default path. The path most people take. The path that feels normal, comfortable, familiar. You keep the expensive habits. You don't change anything. You tell yourself it's fine. You tell yourself you'll fix it later. You tell yourself it's manageable. You ignore the numbers. You stop looking at your bank account. You avoid the uncomfortable truth. You hope things will improve on their own. You hope. That's the strategy. Just hope. What happens? Nothing changes. The treadmill keeps running. The holes keep draining. The loop keeps spinning. Life feels tight forever. Not because you're not working hard, but because you never stepped off. Path 2 is the intentional path. The path fewer people take. The path that requires courage, honesty, and discipline. You spend less on what doesn't matter. Not everything. Not forever. But you look at your expenses honestly, and you cut what's not serving you. The subscriptions you don't use. The payments you don't need. The habits that are draining you. You focus on what actually builds wealth. You take the money you save and you invest it. Not in get-rich-quick schemes. In real, boring, steady investments that grow over time. You stay consistent. You don't give up when it's slow. You don't quit when it's boring. You keep going, month after month, year after year. What happens? Freedom slowly appears. Not overnight. Not quickly. But surely. The bucket starts filling. The treadmill stops. You start moving forward. Here's the rule that changes everything. The rule that separates people who stay stuck from people who break free. Small decisions, repeated over time, equal big results. Not luck. Not talent. Not inheritance. Not a secret investment. Just direction. If your direction is wrong, if you're running on a treadmill that's going nowhere, even the hardest work won't save you. You'll just be exhausted and stuck. If your direction is right, if you're fixing the holes, if you're moving forward, even small steps will eventually get you where you want to go. The direction matters more than the speed. The path matters more than the effort. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to have all the answers before you start. You just need to stop following the default path. The path that everyone else is on. The path that looks normal but leads nowhere. The path that was designed to keep you running in place. Because the default path is designed to keep you on the treadmill. To keep you earning, spending, paying, owing. To keep you busy enough that you never stop and ask the question. But you asked the question today. You stopped. You looked. You saw. And now you can step off. If this video made you think differently about your money, if it helped you see the treadmill for what it is, subscribe to this channel. Because most people will never understand this. They will spend their whole lives running, sweating, exhausting themselves, and never getting anywhere. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. But you don't have to. New videos every week. And every video is designed to help you step off the treadmill and start moving forward. See you in the next one.